All right, so we were talking about my business being any other business. The one difference is my business deals with real estate. Part of that involves me having sales associates underneath me. All right? As the managing broker, there are other brokers that work for me. So I have to create a relationship with these other brokers. When you go and work with whomever you're going to work with, you will also have this same relationship with them. Whether it's a Keller Williams or a Remax or another small independent, you will become a sales associate. We used to use the term there in your book, I think at the bottom of that page, called salesperson. All right? Like Florida still has the broker salesperson rules. They have 2 levels of licensing. In that 2014 change where we went from 54 to 90, we also eliminated salespersons. And it was always salespersons. It's not salesmen or saleswomen. It's a salesperson's license. So, but we don't have that anymore. Now, like I told you before, we are all brokers. Okay? So we all become a broker. But in the book, they talk about a sales associate. And they also talk about this thing called an employing broker. So this book uses a lot of different terms. Just make sure you understand. I am a managing broker. I have a broker's license. You will have a broker's license as well. So our license level will be the same for us here in Indiana. All right? You will just be a contractor of me. Okay? I have a designation called managing broker. For the lack of a better word, I'm not a real fan of this word, but we'll use it. Think of the managing broker as the boss. There's only one of them in every company, no matter how big they are. So you look at somebody like Tucker. There's only one. Jim Linton is the managing broker for all 800 agents. Now, he has levels of management in between there that hierarchically they may answer to, but the managing broker is responsible for all of the actions of every one of their sales associates. The question was, does he get a kickback on every single one of those? My smart ass answer to you is no, because it's my money, not yours to begin with. You get a kickback of my money. As the managing broker, when we get to the next chapter, did you guys see the movie Finding Nemo? Remember the pelicans? Mine? That's how I do this over the top, because I want you to understand. It's not your money, it's my money to begin with. It's my client, my money, my listing, and I choose to share it with you. That's another term that people often say, well, I got to pay my broker 20% or 80%. No, you don't. It's the broker's money to begin with. It's all my money. I am splitting my money with you. So yes, he does. He doesn't get a kickback off every deal. He gets every deal. And then he splits some of his money with you. However you guys agree to do that deal. And we are actually going to talk about some of that math, I think, today on how that works. But technically, it's my money.
But Keller Williams specifically has profit sharing, right, where every single agent under you...
Keller Williams has a profit sharing plan, but that has nothing to do with the commission. Right. Scott Smith, and I forget, what's his wife's name, anybody? She's actually the managing broker right now. And you can trade off. We did that before. I used to have a partner in another company, and I was the managing broker for a number of years, and then we switched. We let her be the managing broker for a while because I wanted to go out and sell. And you can do that, all right? Profit sharing has to do with the company making a profit, and they split it like a pyramid scheme, all right? That's not what we're talking about. Because that's after commission payout money. That's profit that the company earns. What we're talking about here is commission. So you guys will sign with a managing broker something that we call An independent contractor agreement. An independent contractor agreement. Sometimes you hear us call it an ICA, independent contractor agreement. This contractor agreement is required so that it will tie you to me. Okay? Typically, they're a year in length and they just renew. The thing you have to understand is there are two types of workers in this world. There is a W-2 worker, and then there's this thing that we call a 1099 worker. A W-2 worker uses the words employee. Anybody here have a JOB? You know what JOB stands for, right? Just over broke. All right? If you are a W-2 employee for your boss, they take out the taxes, but they also dictate the system with which you work. So I want you to think of a W-2 employee as a system person, meaning because they take out your taxes and they may pay some benefits for you and all of that, they also can dictate. They might say, hey, we want you here at 8 o'clock. You work till 4. You have an hour for lunch. You get a week of vacation. And I want you to wear the uniform with your name tag on it, because they're dictating the system in which you work. That is a W-2 person. My brokerage can have W-2 people. We can have a receptionist, we can have a file clerk, I can have a janitor, all of that. Most, if not all, 1099 employees are what they call outcome-based people. They are outcome-based people, meaning you set your own rules. I cannot tell you to be here at 8 o'clock in the office or work to 4. All I can dictate is what was the outcome of what you did. All right, Miguel wants to join the modeling group. We sit down and say, how many houses are you going to sell? He says, I want to sell 28. I said, okay. At the end of the year, he sold 3. He and I may have a discussion about, I don't think we're going to be a good fit for each other, but I can't dictate to him. You can sell all your houses in January if you want, all on third shift. Sell them all to the Hells Angels bikers. I cannot dictate how you sell, all right? Which is ironically problematic for a managing broker. I'm responsible to make sure you didn't do anything wrong, but I can't dictate how you do it. That puts me in a trick bag, believe it or not, a lot of times. All right? So I have to, when I hire people in my brokerage, I tell them 2 things: legal, ethical. Other than that, I don't care. All right? You want to sell just bank-owned homes? It's fine with me. You don't want to come into the office on our meeting when I'm going to have a meeting and I'm going to have donuts and all that kind of stuff? Hey, don't show up. I can't really get mad at you for that, which is a lie. I can't get mad at you for that, but I can't do anything about it because I don't dictate your system that you work. We sign an independent contractor agreement where you set up all of your own rules. And for that reason, at the end of the year, I will give you a 1099 miscellaneous income form that says you earn 10 grand, I'm paying you 10 grand. I take no taxes out, I don't pay anything. All right? So you are an independent contractor of me, of your broker. Now, there are, when you see those people walk around, they got their name tag on, like at Martin Kroger. Tucker's really good at this. You'll see somebody walk around in Kroger, they, hey, FC Tucker in their name. I can't make you do that. But let's face it, the whole point in this game is getting your name out there, right? So you should want to do that if you were truly in this biz. All those signs on the side of their car, I can't make you do that, but you should want to do that. I can't make you come into the office and answer phones. But guess what phone rings when people see yard signs? The office phone. All right? There's an old saying that says if you want to float big ships, you got to go to where the water's deep. So there are activities that you should want to do if you want to be successful in this business, but I can't make you do them. You should want to do them. You should want to wear a shirt with your company logo. All right? Because it's an outcome-based thing that I can dictate.
Backtrack question real quick, but how much percentage of what you pay your employees then do you recommend they hold aside for taxes?
Good. The question was, how much should you hold for taxes when I pay you? I thought you were going to ask me how much I pay because I wasn't going to go through that. Whenever you get paid, you can count on 22 to 28% being taxed. So for every check you get, you probably should put 22 to 28% back. Because there's nothing worse in this world, and trust me, I've done it, filling out your taxes and your accountant go, hey, okay, we're done now. Just write me a check for $28,000. Which can happen. You have a really good year. You do 100 grand in sales, make 100 grand in commission. You're paying about 28 grand to the IRS. Nothing hurts more. They, oh, no.
But as a 1099, you're able to write off your own mileage?
As a 1099, you get to write off expenses, yes.
So there's the benefit of the 1099.
There is a benefit of the 1099. You get to write, you bought business cards, that's a business expense. You know, you bought leads from Zillow, that's a business expense. So you would subtract that off that 100 grand to get what they call taxable income. You know, I wrote you 100,000, you spent 28 in, I don't know, marketing. So now you've got taxable income of 72. That's the 28% that you would be paying taxes on. The business expense gets written off. That's a good point. We teach a class on that, on what you can write off. All right? The IRS, let's change audio files.